drive me crazy. You know you drive me crazy. Now that we're all alone, I hope that you don't play. Daydreaming about you, girl. You know you drive me crazy. You know you drive me crazy.
You've been on the scene for a while. A long time. Long time. I remember we was doing the lounge back in Jersey. What is that, Washington?
Yep.
Over there with Royal.
Yep.
Shout out to my guy Royal.
Shout out Royal. Glenn. I was about to say your real name, I had to do it.
Right, yeah, don't do that to my man. What's the most important thing that you've learned during the whole process, the whole journey? Like, what's the most important thing that you've learned? Because you've been on it. It's not like you're new to this.
Yeah, I'm true to it. It's like what I've learned is that it's a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And once you can get past that part, you're good. Like, just realize what you're doing, what you're in it for. All the fluff and all that stuff is, because there's a point where you start to run into the people you're seeing on Instagram doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that we're all doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Grinding.
Yep.
Nobody's better than anybody else. We're all here. Don't get me wrong, there's people that are way more talented than the next.
Of course.
But when you're in the same room, respect that part. You're in the room with the people that you see as your peers.
Right.
You know, and like when I'm running into people like Sonny, who I didn't know like until about 3 years ago.
Shout out to Sonny.
Yeah. Shout out Sonny. And you're in the room with that kind of a talent, you're like, I'm doing something right. When you're in the room with like one of my shows 4 years ago, I had Charlie Heat there with Young Savage. You know, he doesn't even go by that name anymore.
I know, he goes by Sean Smith. Shout out to my dog.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like, doing this as long as I've been doing it, I think that a lot of it's smoke and mirrors, and the game is, there's plenty of us. When they say, you know what I mean, there's too many of us, there's plenty of us. And I think that, like, there's enough artists and, you know, the real prevail. I think that you can definitely, when you keep doing this, a lot of people do fail to see the smoke and mirrors, and so they kind of give up because they think that, you know, there's this, I think, like,
there's
Taj
this bigger,
Mahal.
this bigger being that they're trying to get to, and it's not even.
It's not. It's really what you're doing right now. It's really what it is. Like, people are making albums in living rooms now.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't gotta go to Kanye West's studio to make that. And I'm not trying to discredit Kanye.
Of course,
but I'm just saying you could definitely make that thing at Kanye.
Sure.
But I'm just saying, like, you could be right where we're at. If the vibe's there and it's soundproof, and the levels are right, if you got the talent, what you talking about? Like, there's no excuses, bro. Like.
So how do you feel like when you look back to when you were doing like the showcases to now, you know, you're doing Noto and you're opening up for every celebrity in the city. It's a complete different feel. So how do you feel now?
I'm really humble, and it takes me to a time sometimes where I'm just sitting in a room where I'm backstage and I'm meeting the artist that I'm opening up for, and it just, when I'm in the car with my friends, I'll say, man, I came a long way, yo. I came a long way. I'm still going. But
yeah.
Like, you just remember, like, opening up for Beale, you know, doing shows at Showcase, and you're not really understanding what's really going on. You're just like, I want to get my music out there, my music. And you're so pressed about that you don't even try to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think the biggest thing that's changed right now is the money. And I think me having I'm not worried about I'm not worried about my image. I'm not worried about what you think it's gonna sound like, or what you think I should be doing. Because I know me and my team have the idea that we're going for me. I'm more worried about, you know, when I step out there now, because I've been doing it 7 years professionally now. I think that now it's just about when I meet these venues, understanding my worth, my worth, and like being real about that, and not because there's been times I had to decline Noto because you guys don't meet a
medium.
Yeah, medium. Yeah, where, you know, things are gonna get taken care of. You're gonna get X, you know.
Yeah. So
I think knowing your worth in this industry and not just doing any and every show, that's probably what has changed.
I'm starting to learn that now.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone who wants to do what you're doing, but a piece of advice that's not like spotlighted, like not the whole hard work and dedication. Work your ass off. Like what's something that could be like, yo, if you just do this, you'll get it ahead of the curve.
Okay, understanding marketing.
Okay.
Promotion. Like if anybody knows, like, oh man, like, and when I'm saying marketing, I mean every avenue of marketing, not just putting some T-shirts online and saying here's my brand.
Yeah. Or
even bringing those shirts to the, these are all ways, but even bringing that merchandise to the, venue and selling them. Mm-hmm. I think it's being at the events that you're not even performing at.
Yes.
It's, supporting a friend that is doing the exact same thing as you. Being in that space. Sometimes it's not always about you. Mm-hmm. But when you pop out, they're going to be like, they show you love because they know you're doing it, but you out here showing them love. So in turn, one hand washes the other. You get to connect with a different person. I think that's the thing that I could tell people, like, don't be looking at it like, well, it has nothing to do with me. I'm not going. Like, or, you know what I mean? Because there's been times where the event has not squat to do with me, and I'm pulling up because I know for a fact I'm going to run into somebody, and it's probably somebody I want to run into in the first place, whether it's, doing a feature with them, talking to them, just getting to know them, because I think after you get that initial meeting, you get the phone number, you get the Instagram. Now y'all broke that ice, and it's not just like you're on that person's profile putting fire emojis underneath their thing.
For sure.
I think it's being in the mix. So if you are an artist, I think this is serious. Like if you're an artist, why aren't you at even South by Southwest? Why aren't you at Art Basel? Why aren't you at these places? Even if you're not performing, why aren't you there? Right. You should be there. I think you should be at the club. Sometimes you gotta step out to the club. Sometimes you gotta go to the it's any and everything. I look at everything as a chance to actually, like, even if it's going to church, you run into it. I've met two of my drummers
at
church.
And that's the place where you can actually find
the talent. That's where the talent's at. If they're willing to play, because a lot of people will not play unless it's playing for God. Right. And I think that's also that's another thing, but. I think if I'm telling an artist, if I'm telling my younger self, which, I walked this path and I kept it, I think it was just, moving forward just off of, I think, faith in my gut and just going, I need to keep moving and doing this, even if I don't have the money to get there, because I know, like I said, you run into those sunnies, you run into those people that, forever you want to, you can follow and you can relate to, and you go, man, I remember when I performed with, or not with, but at the same event as such and such, and now, wow, look at them. Like, I remember Bree Steves.
Yes, shout out to Bree Steves.
I did a show with her where I performed, with her at, it was Kung Fu Necktie.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And like, she went from Kung Fu Necktie to where she's at right now.
Yeah, stadiums.
You know what I'm saying?
So like arenas now.
People don't understand. I done seen some stuff happen. Mm-hmm. People get signed and you like, all right. So our little hub is where that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Like where I'm at right now, I know I'm supposed to be where I'm at.
Right.
When I ran into you at
Sunny show actually.
We were.
I was just gonna bring up this probably would have never happened. It was gonna happen, but it happened because we was at Sunny show. We linked up. I was like, yo, come on, like, let's just get it done.
You see what I'm saying? Let's just get it done. Like. That's what it is, man. Going out there, because we've been watching each other online for some time.
Yeah, long time.
I keep it with 82 Seconds of Cutty. So that to me is, and not just that, just your hosting ability, period.
Right.
Because that's how I met Glenn. So it's just like, sorry. Go ahead. But,
shout out to Royal, man.
It's just like, yeah, man, like, going out and being a part of the movement and not being scary is probably the best thing you could do when it's not even your show. Go show love to the other artists because you'll get love in return.
For sure.